So, very welcome, guys. So, let's start with polity. First of all, clappings. Okay, so what is polity? Polity is the basic law of land. What is air and water to a natural man, law is the same to a social man. Every second of our social existence is guided, governed, commanded, dictated, sheltered by the law, right? And hence, the spark to explore or understand the Constitution is that this omnipotence of law will make our civic life more and more meaningful, right? Delhi today is also unfortunately called as the rape capital of India, but still many parents send their girl child to Delhi to study for GATE examination, to study for UPSC preparation, and the reason is because at the back of their mind they have the thing that the law is there to protect their child, and hence every second of social existence is governed by the omnipotence of law, and hence to understand the law becomes very important to make the civic life more meaningful. So the question arises, what does the Constitution imply? Constitution, the central theme, the central core concept of Constitution is limited governance. That's all. What is the reason that the government's power is being limited? The reason is that it leads to protection of individual liberty and individual freedom, right? Just before that, before continuing, let me tell, fundamental rights are empty vessels having no fixed meaning, and it is for every generation to pour its content in the light of the generational experience, right? So Article 19 is like an empty vessel, and with every generation the soul and has to be filled, right? Similarly, nation is a psychological concept. A person living in Arunachal Pradesh might have his cultures very similar to that of the Tibet, which is in China. But with the election, with the national anthem, with the cricket, with all these activities, the concept of nation strengthens. Nation and state are very different. The core, the central to Constitution is state, not the nation, right? And hence the state government power is limited, and in the process of limiting the power, it leads to production of individual liberty or individual freedom. Next is the freedom and liberty. Liberty is the political variant of freedom. Freedom is a general term. A bird is free to fly in the sky wherever it wants, left or right, on tree or over the sea, over the lake, over the house. What is available to man in organized society is liberty. Liberty is the claim with conditions, right? So Article 19, that is freedom of speech, is more about freedom rather than liberty. On the other hand, Article 21 is more about liberty. It's more oriented about liberty oriented than freedom, and it has more about the negative connotation of liberty, same as liberty. Freedom is a general expression, right? Freedom is limitless. It's absolute. Now, what we get in life is liberty, not the freedom, right? It's a statue of liberty, not statue of freedom, because Americans, they got freedom from the Britishers, right? They were free earlier also. but still it's a Statue of Liberty, because some of their rights uh, were not given to them, right? So they got freedom, but that too in limited sense. So so it's Statue of Liberty, right? Now, for protecting the individual liberty, the Constitution created the three pillars, that is the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary, right? Now, judiciary is the most supreme among the three pillars. And this was seen when the NJC Act, which was passed in the parliament, it was struck down by the judiciary, by a very small bench of judiciary, and Arun Jaitley had told that it is the tyranny of the unelected over elected representatives, right? And hence the primacy, if you see the term primacy, it's more about the legitimacy as an expression for protecting the individual liberty of person. And hence legislative holds the primacy, right? Because you are elected. When the question arises, why should we abide by the laws? The answer is very simple, because you have made the laws. And it's very funny when you don't abide by the laws you made, because every law you make has a thumbprint of your vote, thumbprint of you, right? So let's start with the parliament, that is chapter 2 of part 5. One question arises: the parliament consists of three parts, the Rajya Sabha, the Lok Sabha, and the president. But the problem is, as one of the famous thinkers of the world said, one who makes the law shall not execute the law, and one who executes the law cannot adjudicate the law, right? This was said by Montesquieu, right? So we have separation of powers. So the question is, the president is the head of the executive, how can he be the part of the parliament, right?